My name is Raji. Welcome to a super episode. No, this is not an episode. This is the chapter. If your chapter of life with aspect of reading books is just like mine, then we're about to start a brand new story. Well, of course, it happens way too many times in life. We understand how important it is to read books. So we try and research and ask some people, find out which is that book that's trending, the #1 New York bestseller. And we try and pick up this book, highly motivated, believing that this is the book that's going to change our life. After a few pages, after completing a few chapters, we start losing focus, get very distracted. Every time we open the book, we close our eyes, we start falling asleep, and eventually you give up and this book goes back up. So that book which you bought supposedly for self-help has now become shelf-help. But imagine if things were completely different, like the great bookworms or the great readers. You actually were reading up to 52 books in a year, which means completing one book a week. How cool would that be? An average reader like me will complete maximum 4 books a year. Every book is the author's years and decades of experience, knowledge, idea, wisdom that we can download in days. If this could happen, how cool would that be? Well, actually, it's about to happen now. I'm going to tell you a really good way to read faster, with more focus, and complete books with complete understanding. But before that, you need to understand and agree with me on 4 things. Number 1, every leader, every reader would be the same progress, which means leaders are readers. The more you read, the faster you lead. If you read any book from cover to cover, there's always something that will impact your life. And what exercise is for your body, reading is for your mind. These are 3 points. Now, the 4th point is basically, if this video has any sort of impact on your life with aspect of reading books, you will like this video, you will share the video. Fair enough, very sweet deal. Do you agree with me? I can't see you. I'm assuming you're like, yes, I agree with you. On that note, let's start a brand new chapter. Let's turn the page. Now, first of all, to make things right, you need to understand what are we doing wrong. There are 3 major mistakes that we all do, and that's why we lose focus and just can't read and complete books and read way too slowly. Number 1, don't blame yourself, blame it on the education system. Lack of education. Schools teach us what to read. They never teach us how to read. When was the last time you actually learned how to read? Maybe when you were 6 years old, when you were 8 years old, but from then till now, in all these years, hasn't the importance, the difficulty level of your reading gone up? But we haven't learned to upgrade our skill and the technique of reading. But they say practice makes progress. We need to practice, but this time a lot more harder. Lack of education is one point, you can blame someone else. But lack of speed is something you need to blame yourself. We've always been taught this one story, the tortoise and the hare, or the hare and the tortoise. I don't know who comes first, but basically the moral of the story is that slow and steady wins the race. Are you telling me in all these years we can't be fast and yet be steady? Let me give you an example of driving. Where will you have more focus if you're driving fast or driving slow? The answer is driving fast. I'll tell you why. If you are driving slowly, then you will actually be sipping on your coffee, looking around, playing with your phone a bit, checking Instagram, adjusting the music. All this which you shouldn't be doing is what you'll be doing if you were driving slowly. But if you're driving fast, your complete focus will be on the road, the turns and the direction. Which basically means if I'm actually going to be talking to you at a very, very slow speed, you're going to get bored, get highly distracted. But if I'm on course, the focus will remain. So remember, if there's movement, there is focus. Reading fast is your way to maintain focus. So basically, there are 3 major mistakes we are doing that's going completely wrong. Lack of education, lack of speed, and the 3rd point is sub-vocalization. Sounds slightly complicated. It's something our teachers told us we must do to remain seated in class. Basically, they told us, read to yourself, but don't read so loud because the person next to you will get distracted. So read to yourself in your mind. So that's the technique we've been holding on to us for a very long time. So when you're reading a book, Basically, in your mind, you can hear someone else's voice, which is actually your voice again. And what happens is that you're actually telling yourself the same thing 2 times. And instead of reading at the speed of your thinking, you are reading at the speed of your talking. Everything is on repeat mode. And this, my friends, is a focus and a speed complete killer. Hard part is over. Now we know the 3 basic huge flaws we're doing completely wrong. What can we do? Simple techniques to ensure that we read fast with complete focus and full understanding. Number 1, use a visual pacer. Immediately, what sort of technology is this? Go to Amazon, go to Google. No, you already have it. You have 10 of them. Use just one. Use just one, which is your finger. Use your finger as a visual pacer. Let me explain to you the logic behind this. Where there's movement, there is focus. Where there's motion, there is attention. If something moves in front of your eyes around the room, immediately your focus goes there. But if something is static, not moving, like meditation, it becomes very hard to remain focused there. That's why you need to use a visual pacer. It could be a pen, it could be a highlighter, it could be a pencil marking, it could be your finger itself. But place this finger under the line that you are reading. You're not skipping, you're not skimming, you're not glancing through, but under the line that you are reading, place your finger, and as you are reading, move your finger along as well. Keep scrolling with your finger. Your focus remains on top of your finger, reading the lines, and you will see that your attention is so much more better. When you have attention, you have concentration, the speed is so much more effective. This is a super pace, the visual pacer. After the visual pacer, it's now time for groupism. That sounds such a negative word. Oh my God, groupism. Basically, grouping of words is what we're talking about. Let me explain to you what this is. And now all of us are pretty educated and we come across so many different words that are basically sight words. When you see them, you know what they mean. You don't need to sound those words. Just see those words, you'll understand them. Let me give you an example. Let the sentence be, this is the best thing to happen in my life, right? What if I actually read it by grouping the words? It becomes much more faster and a lot more focused. Example, this is the best thing to happen in my life till date. Doesn't that make more sense? You're a lot more faster and you're actually grouping your words, which makes focus and speed damn good. We're done and we're dusted. 3 major flaws that we've been doing and 2 fun techniques to employ to read much faster with a lot more focus. Well, this is a perfect time to actually do your words per minute test. I'm hoping that you've done the words per minute in the usual normal way that you used to read. Now employ these 2 techniques of grouping words and using a visual pacer and tell me how much faster is your reading. I believe 25% to 40% would be the increase in your speed and the focus will be a lot more. Anyways, let me know your answers before and after this technique in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to hearing this breaking reading news from you. Until then, keep liking, keep sharing, keep flipping and keep reading. This was a classic novel. Let our fairy tale continue. This is Perfetch and my name is Rajiv.